Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Giants fan, I got some tough news. Well, you already know actually. Dexter Lawrence, sexy Dexy himself, may not be returning with the New York Giants. So, let's talk about it. Hold the phone. It's your boy. I just wanted to let you know real quick before you continue the video that this video is sponsored by me. I just wanted to let you guys know that your boy right here has a website. Here it is in all of its glory, revoart.com. That's REVXArt.com. You can support me by getting an art print right here if you so incline. I have 4 different options for you. If you want a sketch, if you want line art, black and white, fully colored, totally up to you. And you can also get some exclusive merchandise. Check out that sick hat. Check out that incredible shirt. And check out that amazing hoodie. And if you're a member of the website, not only can you get these products, but you get a 10% discount. That's right, 10% off of anything from the website from just being a member. And if you don't want to do any of this stuff, but you want to support your boy, donations/tips are welcome. So just friendly reminder that I do have a website and you can go to it now if you go to revoart.com. So I just recently did a video where I was a little bit more optimistic about the New York Giants and necessarily what we have going on for this coming season and a possibility of bringing Odell Beckham Jr. back. And if you want to catch that video, I will link it at the end of this video, so don't miss that. But this video is specifically on the Dexter Lawrence trade request that he had just put out. And obviously, I'm assuming that everybody that's watching this is aware of that and knows that what's going on with the current situation of Dexter Lawrence. Now, Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade from the New York Giants, and it's mostly stemmed from the fact that, I mean, straight up, it's probably money issues. You know, he's under a remaining 2-year contract, but if you know anything about the NFL and players and requesting trades and things of that nature, sometimes these contracts just become null and don't make a difference if the player refuses to, well, play and refuses to, well, and is just unhappy with the current state of their contract. And right now, that just seems like that's the case with Dexter Lawrence. Obviously, there's speculation that he was upset with the way that they handled Saquon Barkley. He was upset with another player leaving, and nothing has been confirmed. That's all just hearsay on different news outlets that I've seen. But regardless, even if it was true, that is a little bit of a petty thing, and it is terrible timing for him to request a trade. It just is. And if we're going to call it a spade, that's just what the spade is. Unfortunately, that's just how I feel about it. I do love Dexter Lawrence, and I do wish that Dexter Lawrence is going to, or hope, and am optimistic, and hoping that they get something done and that he stays a New York Giant at least for the remaining 2 years that he has on his contract. All they got to do is pay the man. Now, I am not going to deny the fact that I do believe the New York Giants are underpaying Dexter Lawrence. I do believe that he's one of the best, if not top 5 defensive players in the league, and definitely is a huge asset. And I mean, when your new defensive coordinator says that everything's going to be revolving around him and he's such a huge and integral part of the defense, it's kind of tough to wake up to news saying that he's requesting a trade. Now, obviously, like I said, I do think this is just stemming from the money. Now, I don't necessarily know if that's just, the bare minimum of it. Obviously, there's, like I said earlier, there's talks about different situations that could be going on within his decision making. But, I mean, he has the New York Giants logo tatted on him. We saw what happened with Max Crosby. Like, I know that deep down, I feel, at least I choose to believe this, Dexter Lawrence is a New York Giant for life, and he wants to be playing for the New York Giants, and that's something that I hope is true, and that if we offer him a new deal and if we offer him a little bit more money, that he will take it and come back with the New York Giants. Obviously, everything right now is up in the air, and that's the thing that kind of I'm assuming, every other New York Giant fan like myself is under the same boat, where we're sort of like tentatively waiting and seeing where these negotiations are going to lead, and if deals that arise to the New York Giants office are going to be stemming from possible trade deals more so than like creating a new deal for Dexter Lawrence himself, which I do hope it's the latter. I do hope that we somehow find a way to renegotiate with Dexter, bring him back, because him and Brian Burns are a great coupling. And then as well, you have Kayvon Thibodeau. Doesn't look like they're getting rid of him. Obviously, we don't know what could happen before the season starts. We're already in the off-season training, and Dexter Lawrence is not participating in that. Now, obviously, timing is everything, and he has requested a trade, so it makes sense for him to not participate, I guess, in that sense. But like I said, man, I do want Dexter Lawrence back in a New York Giants big blue jersey. I would love to see him, get at least further in the playoffs, especially now. It's just the timing of it that is very unfortunate. Right now, we have John Harbaugh. Right now, we have a completely different offense looking with him, his new tenure, and focusing on Jackson Dart as our quarterback. And, the defense, I think we have the right pieces in the defense. I think the defense really just needs the right defensive coordinator. And I said that or felt that about last season is there's a lot of those games that are completely winnable and that we win with highly competitive teams if our defense had some better coordination and some better coaching. I know the players are going to stick for the coach and they're not going to say anything in interviews and things of that nature, but it's fairly clear and obvious when you blow a lead the way that they did and how they played defensively like they did last season. I don't necessarily completely believe that it was all the players. I think, some of those calls were complete BS, and I think Dexter Lawrence was involved with a lot of those calls where unfortunately I don't think he was necessarily used to his fullest abilities. Now I am aware that he was dealing with a lot of injuries last season, which also puts him in a position where it wasn't his best season. It wasn't his best season to show, especially considering that he's coming off of an incredible past 2 seasons where he looks like he's the best defensive player on the field. And I think that's what he's capable of. And I think that, I don't think last season is indicative of anything, because if anything, it's more indicative of the fact that even if Dexter Lawrence isn't playing at 100%, 50% of Dexter Lawrence is still better than most defensive players. And that is why I want to see him back in a big blue jersey as a New York Giant. I definitely believe that he has every capability to be that defensive player that we need him to be. So I'm hoping that John Harbaugh, John Mara, they figure something out. I don't know. I just want to see Dexter Lawrence back in big blue. And obviously, like I said, it's a bummer to wake up and see. I was like, can it be April Fool's? That's what I was hoping for. I didn't want to wake up and see that Dexter Lawrence has requested. Dexter Lawrence, of all people, have I can't even speak English. Requested a trade from the New York Giants. It bummed me out. It genuinely did. Giants organization, everyone in the office, I don't want this to be another Saquon situation. Figure it out. We have a new squad. We have a new possible positive future. Figure it out, and let's get Dexter Lawrence back on the team. But anyways, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you like the videos of me talking about sports and everything sports related, then let me know down in the comment section. And like I said, liking and subscribing also lets me know as well if you're a little shy person and don't want to comment. Liking and subscribing also lets me know. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
He's the running back. Play action. And Manning's going to heave one. There's a flag. Beckham, one-handed catch. How in the world?
Oh, my goodness.
And Brandon Carr was back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch?
Oh!